gown like a white sail, and the moonlight outlined her limbs as she danced. As if in a trance, she swayed to the music of the invisible flute, seemingly oblivious to him as he reached out to touch her sleeve, and then as he drew her toward him and roughly caressed her body. Clutching the thick black hair that fell to her waist, he bent her backwards, burying his face in her neck. The olive skin was smooth and cool, and richly fragrant of laurel and lilac. Her mouth, when he kissed her, tasted of wine, sweet red wine, and her breasts were firm and cold in his hands.
"Did you think you could run from Papa?" he asked. "Did you think Papa wouldn't find you?"
He kissed her again, long and hard, but she remained impassive, her arms hanging listlessly by her sides. In her eyes, black and deep as the ocean water surging beneath the pier, he could see nothing. No desire, no fear, not even disgust. He longed to see something, anything, reflected there, and he tore savagely at the bodice of her gown, the fabric shredded like tissue, falling away from her narrow shoulders, slipping down her body, rippling like sea foam around her feet. She stood, naked, before him, and when his gaze returned again to her shining black eyes, they were staring beyond him, over his shoulder, at something suddenly clattering down the dock toward them, something swift and ponderous that made the wooden boards heave and groan underfoot. The girl leapt from his grasp, and even as the old man whirled around, he could feel the hot breath scorching his face, could see the angry yellow eyes glowing above him against the night sky. He threw up his arms against the flashing hooves that crashed downward again and again, until his body was sent hurtling off the end of the pier and into the chill black waters of the Sound. From the crest of the hill, just below the lighted terrace of the house, the unseen flute played a brief, derisive threnody. Part 1. Inheritance. 1. "Any questions?" Sullivan's hand went up, just as Peter had expected it to. "Yes, Mr. Sullivan."
"Will the exam be open book?"
"Yes, Mr. Sullivan, the exam will be open book. You can use anything you're capable of carrying in on your back, including a grad student if necessary." The rest of the seminar laughed, somewhat obligingly, and started to gather up their books and papers. The bell tower clanged the end of the period. "And anyone who hasn't turned in his second term paper yet, please drop it off by Thursday at the departmental office." As the class shuffled out the door, Peter pulled his own books and papers into a pile. With the spring term almost over, each class period seemed to last longer than ever, and about midway through this one, his left arm had started hurting him again. He moved it now, gingerly, in its sling. There was less pain in the hand than there'd been. The purple bruises on his knuckles had disappeared, but the ache in his forearm hadn't let up much. He wondered if, on cold or rainy days, he'd always have that ache to remind him of the accident and its aftermath. Then, before he could stop himself, he thought again of Meg. What sort of ache would she have? How long would it take for her to get over what had happened? He took off his glasses, cleaned the lenses on his sling, then slipped them back on again. Forget it, he told himself. Just get on with things. Just get on. He picked up his books with his right hand and locked the seminar room by kicking the door closed behind him. Outside,